Okay, so I've already used our arms quite a bit, so I'm not going to go into a huge, great big long arm workout. I'm going to sit purely for camera, but if you prefer to stand to do these, then feel free, or kneel. Sometimes your posture is better to be stood to do the arms, so it's up to you. Just going to start with the arms long, and we're going to cross them over and out. So I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades at the back and cross them over at the front, each arm taking a turn to be on top. So shoulders are down, away from the ears, and I'm keeping them back. So from the side, if I wasn't controlling my shoulders, my arms would kind of be doing that, but I'm keeping them down and just moving the arms. Hope that makes sense. Now we're going to add an up and down. So up, down, cross, out, up. So you're sort of clapping at the top. Have your core switched on to try and stop the torso moving, put more emphasis in the arms. Just up and down, up, down. As you raise the arms, you keep the shoulders down, shoulder blades down, I should say. Okay, leave the elbows up, have the hands flexed, and as if you're putting something in the loft. All right, so your elbows stay up by your ears, and you're just lifting and pushing something up there. Hands flexed. Oh, that hurts. Bring them down, out to the sides, and start bringing them forward. Back to the sides. Now, if you're sitting on your bottom, you might need to come up onto your knees, because we're going to bring them right the way back and then push away from us. Excellent. So your elbows stay tucked in, and don't let the elbows slip down. Just push the forearms backwards and forwards. Breathe out and in. Okay, bring them into goalposts, shoulder blades down the spine, and squeeze and open. Squeeze, open. Okay, now when you squeeze, I want you to come up, down, open. Squeeze, up, down. So it's like a single prayer pulse. I've no idea why one elbow is always lower than the other with me. I don't know whether it's just my camera angle, but just ignore me. The elbow should be the same height. Now do 3, 2, 1. Open, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze, 3, 2, 1. Open, up, 2, 3. Keep going. Now keep them together in a prayer pulse, and let's go up for 1 and 2 and 3 and down for 1. Up, 2, 3, down for 1. Squeeze the elbows together. Up, 2, 3, down for 1. Other way round. Up for 1, down for 1, 2, 3, and again. Up, 1, 2, 3. Okay, just turn the hands into fists, keep the elbows together, and bring the arms forward and back. So the more you can squeeze the elbows together, the more you're working into those biceps. Ooh, one is very hot. All right, palms together, elbows out here. And the elbows are going to stay where they are, hands flexed as if you're pushing something away, and then bring the fingertips towards each other. So in that position, you should feel that in your triceps and biceps. So it looks like that from the sides. Again, one arm's higher than the other. The more I try and rectify it, the worse it gets. All right, now keep them out, squeeze them back, and the little finger is going to go up and down. So you might want to lean forward for that, because it's again working into your triceps. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. Well done. Crossing the arm across. You're saying, oh, I'm giving that active one, but that was quite enough. Rotate that wrist. And other way. Okay, so So to polish off the arms, I'm going to work the abs as well. I want to do a baby plank. And if you really are not feeling up to it, which I don't think you two would be that for a minute, because you're always there doing the advanced stuff. But I was going to say, if you get tired, then please just do the swim in that position. All right, just got to take a glug of this. Now this is a perfect example of getting every muscle in your body squeezed before you do any lifting, and that way it's so much easier. So shoulders down, curl the toes under, knees under hips. Right, start with the core, bring that in 30%. I'm going to start squeezing my bottom, my thighs, and then lift the knees. Now the lower the knees are, the harder it is. So mine are skimming the mat. They're as low as they'll go without touching the mat, and that's the hardest version. So we're just going to hold there for a second, and in a minute we'll come back onto our knees, and then we'll do variations. Still going, well done girls. Okay, quick rest. We're going to come up again. When you're ready, shoulder blades down, come up again. You're going to step one foot back and then the second foot back. So you're going from a full plank back into baby. Try not to bring the knees too far up towards the chest. And again, back, back, in. Now, one leg back. See if you can lift that straight leg, keeping the other one hovering. Well done, that's not easy. Bring the knee back in. Same the other side. Lift the leg, back in and down. Oh my Lord. Right, so come onto the elbows. And we'll do some more of that planking business, but we'll do it in this position. All right. So I know you guys can get your knees off, so let's go straight for that. So when you're ready with the core on, lifting the hips, curling the feet under, lifting the knees, push back into the heels. Okay, so make sure you're not on your toes, they're pushed right back into the heels. We're going to do a hip dip each side. So hip, centre, hip dip, centre, and then you're going to push back, so your bum's in the air, head on the mat, and back to centre. All right, so hip dip, centre, hip dip, and push the bottom up and back down. You can have a rest in between each one if you wanted to, or leave part of it out. It's really hard. Lovely. And you don't have to bring the hip all the way down to the mat. You can do little tiny little twists. Superb. I love this class. My heart is beating and I'm sweating and I feel like, I don't know how I feel, but are you all right with your back there, Sue? Be careful of your back. Have your bottom up, if anything, if your back's hurting. Right, girls, I just want to take you through one more thing here. Now that we've done the hip twist, it will just help to do these. I'm going to take you into a side plank. Okay? Don't, Rachel, please. All right, let's do the, we're going to come up. If we do it all together, so bring your hips up and stay on your knees to start with. Okay, so shift your weight over to one side so that you can look at me. And then just bring that hand forward, lovely. And then just come on, the top foot in front of the other one and lift. Now it could be that your arm's in the wrong position for this. Okay, see what I was going to do, you see, is twist. So I think we're better off with our knees off the mat. So let's start again. Okay, so when we're ready, toes curled under, just coming into your normal elbow plank. Now you're going to start to twist your toes towards me, the camera. So your body starts twisting and you take that arm away and up. Fantastic. So if you wanted to at that point, you could put a knee down if you're struggling. Okay, so let's go back. Now you're going to be facing away from me, so I'll talk you through it. So try and stand your plank, twist your feet away from me so your heels are towards me, and then bring that other arm to the side and up. And back into your plank and collapse. Don't need to tell me that, says Christian. Done. Well done, that's brilliant. What an achievement. Okay, so just rest your head on your hands. Wiggle your bottom side to side. And then just push back onto all fours. Give me a time check, please, Graham.
Yeah, 10 to, John.
10 to. I don't want to do the ladies out of any more exercises. I think we've got time for one though. Okay. Let's do a swim. So on all fours, bringing the core in towards your spine, and then bring one leg back. Lift. And then bring the opposite arm up. And then you're going to tap down as if you're pushing something to the floor with your arm and your leg. Do that 4 times. And then on your 4th time, let me just face you, we're going to do a swivel. All right, so you're just going to bring the arm and the leg out to the side, but without twisting the torso if possible. So your body doesn't go round with it. And let's do that 3 times. Just arm and leg. Great. And down. Need to rotate that wrist briefly, you can. I know what we'll do to finish actually. Just thought of something. We'll use the resistance band. It'd be rude not to when you've got a new one. All right, lift that leg. Lift the opposite arm. Same thing. Push down, tap. Really stretch as well as the leg and arm come up. And then we're going to do 3 swivels out to the side, just leg, just arm. Oh, I feel that in your oblique muscle. And bring it down. I don't know if we did this, I forget which class I did these with, but if we get hold of our resistance band, I know we did them last week, so it may be that you've already done these. We're going to do a boat with using this. So putting it round the balls of your feet with your toes popping out the top. And we're, without any support of holding on or anything, we're going to have to do it all in one go. So normally with a boat, I have you doing one leg and hands back and everything. So let's just do it gently. So just tuck the pelvis under as if you're about to do a half roll back, and then just start to lift the feet into tabletop. Perfect. So we're just holding it there. Shoulders down the back, and then you can straighten the legs as well. So now you're more of a V shape. Okay, so controlling it into a tabletop, and then legs up. Excellent. All right, now lift the legs up and see if you can lift the arms up as well. So arms are parallel to the legs. Hey, and then back to tabletop. And again, bring the arms more out to the side as you come up. You can stretch the bands, you're working the arm muscles, and back in. Don't pay any attention to me, stay as you are, girls. I need to go further back. Now, Sue, you began to do this, which is the next bit that I want to do, which is slowly coming back. So as if you're doing a full roll down, but with our legs in the air. Okay, so you come back, and then you can bring the legs up. I'm going to do the same thing coming back up. So legs start to come down, chin towards the chest, slowly coming up, trying not to let the legs touch the mat, and then bring them up into the V shape again. Yay! Such control, superb. And again then, coming down, keep the legs straight as you come into. That's it. Right, now bring the legs all the way down to the floor, but keep them in the same position. Now what we're going to try and do is a roll up and then come straight up into a V shape. So you do chin to chest, start coming up, lift the bands up, and then everything at the same time. It's really hard. Fantastic. This is the teaser, it's called in Pilates. And we can do that without bands, but I really like doing it with bands. Down. Same thing again then. So this is the hardest version really. Chin to chest, rolling the shoulders, and then as the body comes up, so do the legs. Ha ha! Look at you, professionals. And let's come back down again as slowly as you can. Oh, how brilliant. All right, now just keep one foot in the band. Take one out, one foot in the band. Let's use these to stretch. So just lie as you are, bring that foot up towards the ceiling, and these will give you a nice hamstring stretch. Don't pull down on the foot so that it's flexed. You want to, more than anything, push the ball into the band. Relax the elbows onto the mat. So one leg is bent, one up towards the ceiling. Lovely. You can have that leg stretched as well if you want. I think I will stretch mine, so that bottom leg. And then having the band in one hand, just make sure the hip doesn't follow. Bring the leg out to the side so you're working your abductor muscle, your inner thigh. So I'm keeping my other hip down so it doesn't follow and my waist twist. And then bring the leg back up towards the ceiling, swap the hand, and then bring the leg across the body. So now you're stretching that glute muscle. And bring the leg back up towards the ceiling. Let's switch legs. So bring the other leg, you can just swap over mid-air. Okay, again, hamstring stretch, just easing the leg back. So your job is just, rather than pull on the band, to just use the band to ease the leg forwards towards your chest. Band in one hand. You can either go out first or across first, totally up to you, but keeping the other hip in its place. So swap hands to do the other way. And then bring that leg back to center and just bend the knee and let go of the band. All right, so both knees bent now. Let's do some pelvic rocks. Just have your hands relaxed by your sides. So roll forward onto the coccyx and then up through the back. And just bring the bottom up as if you're about to do a bridge, just so you can stretch through the hip flexors and bring it down again. So I'm just lifting cheeks on my bottom, lower back. Relax into neutral for a second. Wriggle your fingers, spread the fingers wide, bring them up towards the ceiling. Rotate the thumbs, rotate their wrists, then start rotating at the elbows as well. And then if you've got the space there, do some snow angels, so arms back and circle all the way round. Okay, let's pretend the coccyx is 12 o'clock on the clock face. You've rolled onto the number 12, rolling round onto the right hip, 3 o'clock. Back of the waist is 6 and 9 o'clock on the left hip. And again, clockwise. Really make sure you press down those 4 quarters on the clock face and then go the anti-clockwise. And then 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, just relaxing into neutral. And you're finished. Twisting the head side to side. And then bringing yourself over to the side, pushing yourself up. And have a stretch. And the other side. And again. And we'll hug a beach ball as well. Let's just round ourselves. Fingers interlaced, push the arms away. Up towards the ceiling, squeeze the